Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with Burton Albion. We are now at the end of November and today's episode was supposed to be two completely different matches. Instead, we're going to get Gillingham and we're going to get Oxford. I think we were going to get Doncaster and Oxford. I've already played the Doncaster game. Didn't go so well. We've played 4 matches in between episodes. 1 in the FA Cup, 1 in the League Cup maybe, or Checker Trade Trophy or something like that, and 2 in the League, and they went something like this. So we're out of the FA Cup. We lost to, I want to say League 2 Rochdale. We lost 3-1. Just couldn't score a goal, and every single shot they had went in. Rodell Richards, Adlene Guardiola, who was formerly of Nottingham Forest, and Jacob Brown were the goals for Rochdale all in the first half. Jamie Allen scores a goal late on in the game for us. We were the much better side. We just could not keep them from scoring. The moment they had a shot, it went in. Also, Christoph Clara played, a player who isn't allowed to play in league matches because he's not from the EU, or he's not from England, but he's allowed to play in the FA Cup, which I think might be a bit broken. In the final game of the Checker Trade Trophy North Group C, we beat Accrington 2-1. We went 1-0 down thanks to Billy Key after 9 minutes. Marvin Sordell scores after 30 minutes. And then in the second half, Carl McFadzean, the central defender, scores the winning goal for us after 68 minutes. It does mean we go through to the next round, and I think we're playing Bradford. Back in the league, and the referee thought that it was Christmas because he was giving out cards to absolutely everybody. It was a 2-1 defeat against Crawley. Bernard Mensah and Panusht Kamara, probably not how it's said at all. Scott Fraser with the goal for us, but you can see there, 5 bookings for Crawley, 6 bookings for us, including 2 for Jamie Allen, who gets himself sent off. We did get a fine for this match as well. I don't know what the referee was doing, but everyone was getting booked. Again, this is a game we probably should have won. Couldn't convert our chances. 10 shots on target to just 1 goal. Their goalkeeper actually had a really good game. And finally, against a team who can't seem to win any games and seem to actually, I think they lost something like 12 games in a row, we drew 0-0. There's not a lot we can really say. Doncaster's still rooted to the bottom of the table, but they've managed to pick up a point against Burton Albion, who, in theory, should be challenging for playoffs, maybe even automatic promotion. So 2 more matches have been played in the league and the table looks a bit like this. We are down into 4th place on 37 points. We do have a game in hand, which I think might be this Gillingham game over Southend and Fleetwood. If we win, we will remain in 4th place. If we lose, we will remain in 4th place. Obviously, we want to be winning this. Gillingham, where are Gillingham? Down in 20th. So, they aren't doing so well. 2 teams then who are in inconsistent form, both of us are. I'd say we're in better form. We're actually both in pretty much identical form, apart from they did lose their last game, but we did draw with bottom of the table Doncaster, who've only won 1 game, and that was against Gillingham. Great. So they're pretty much relegated, I think, already, and we're not even really too far into December. The starting lineup we are going to go for then. In goal will be Josh Lillis, John Brayford, Carl McFadzean, Tom Aldred and Damien McCrory will be the back 4 today. Jamie Allen and Andrew Sermon will be the deep-lying midfielders. Stephen Hunt, Scott Fraser and Marvin Sordell will be the attacking midfielders, with Will Miller being our lead striker today. One thing that I want to show you actually, I haven't really paid attention to it. We're scoring goals. Marvin Sordell's got 7, Miller's got 4, 3 for Fraser, 3 for Hunt, 3 for Sermon, 4 for Jamie Allen as well. Every single one of our starting 11 has actually scored a goal today. There's very few players actually in the squad who've played regularly who haven't actually scored. It's only really Mitch Clark and Kagosi Nthele. A similar formation then for Gillingham. They have a new gen up front who's actually quite good at football. Right, scout him. I don't know why I should have to pay money to scout him. Surely I can just use my eyes and watch him to see how well he's going to play, but apparently I've got to pay a bit of extra money to scout that guy. Anyway, let's get on with the Gillingham game. Let's get Steve Thompson to do the team talk. Cracking team talk, Steve. You might be able to tell that I've actually changed my my outfit for this match, so we are now in Burton Albion yellow and black, and I've got yellow shoes and a yellow tie and a black shirt. First highlight of the game, and it looks like it's possibly going Gillingham's way. Parrott goes for goal, puts it in the bottom corner. The former Tottenham youngster, I think he's a former Tottenham youngster, scores the opener. It's a great finish, and we are 1-0 down to Gillingham. But this always seems to happen. At the start of episodes, we always seem to go 1-0 down, and then do all right in the second half. Goalkeeper kicks upfield. McCrory heads in, and Riley gets there first though. Eves runs forward. Got 3 players on him. Gets tackled. Hanlon now crosses in deep. Parker is there, and it is over the bar. Gillingham so far in control of this match, and that is worrying. Let's play cautiously for now, and ask the team to get creative. Probably playing cautiously, not the best plan. Free kick for Allen to take. Aldred is there, has hit the bar. John Brayford's put it in, or someone's put it in, but he was offside, so it remains 1-0 to Gillingham. Let's see what happened here then. Who was offside? Yeah, John Brayford was literally on the line. He would have been better, just not touching it, John. McCrory with a throw on 35 minutes in. Marvin Sordell. Jamie Allen, who's picked up a yellow card. Sermon back to Marvin Sordell. Over the halfway line, keeps running. To Will Miller, back to Sordell, tries to find Damien McCrory and does so. Can he cross it in? Gets round his man, he's got plenty of space. Jamie Allen, Sordell spins and puts it into the back of the net. Marvin Sordell with his 8th goal of the season. Jamie Allen with the assist. We are back on level terms with Gillingham. One more of them before half-time would be great. Hanlon is going to get himself a straight red card for that awful tackle. Corner from Jamie Allen. It's gone all the way to the back post to Miller. It is saved and it is cleared. McCrory's going to get the ball back though. Jamie Allen again. All of our players are still up there. Aldred needs to play it back to Jamie Allen with a weird back flick. Why is my central defender doing that? Half-time then, we are back into the game. I need to move away from playing cautiously because I think this game is now ours for the taking. So we are going to go from cautious to positive. Going to stick with the same 11 for now. Corner for McCrory to take. It's to Marvin Sordell. Tom Aldred scored. Marvin Sordell somehow isn't getting the assist for that. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but we're back in the lead. I say back in the lead, we're in the lead. So McCrory's corner comes in. Sordell heads it. And Aldred, lovely little header from the centre-back. There's no way that is a McCrory assist. 65 minutes in, Miller is going to make way for Daniel Aggie. Scott Fraser as well for Regan Charles Cook. Do I do our final sub? I don't think we do, because I suspect Jamie Allen might get himself a second yellow card. Allen with the corner, plays it to McFadzean. Aldred's there, and Tom Aldred is now on a brace for this game. He's 1 goal away from a hat-trick for the centre-back. We are 3-1 up. I think we should just keep going. Can we get a 4th? Tom Aldred is on a 9.3 now from centre-back. McCrory with a corner. Is this Aldred's time? Aggie's there. Marvin Sordell's there. And how have we not scored? How have we not scored that? It is cleared. John Brayford's going to hopefully get there first. I thought that was Aldred's hat-trick there. He wasn't even involved. Into the final few minutes of the game, we've got some players who are looking absolutely exhausted, but that doesn't bother me. It looks like we're going to beat Gillingham 3-1. Regan Charles Cook wins the ball, and I think that was Daniel Aggie, wasn't paying attention. McCrory to Sermon. We've got 4 seconds left to play. Stephen Hunt, can he cross it in? He does. No, he doesn't cross it in. He plays it back to John Brayford. Takes a number of touches. Sermon kicks it into Burn, and that is the full-time whistle at the Pirelli Stadium. 3-1 victory. We were battering them. We battered them. Tom Aldred gets player of the match with his 2 goals. And once again, we go 1-0 down early on, pull it back, win 3-1. So, like I mentioned, a win there will mean that we don't move anywhere in the table. We didn't move anywhere in the table, but we are now a lot closer to the top 3. Just 1 point behind Southend, 4 points behind Fleetwood, and 12 points behind Sunderland. And Sunderland dropped points against Oldham as well. Up next, we are up against mid-table Oxford, which is probably... That's a banana skin, isn't it? 7-7-7. Okay, right. Yeah, that is definitely a banana skin against Oxford. Before we get to the Oxford game, I've made a couple of transfers. Oliver Sarkic, or Sarkic? Sarkic? I don't know. Oliver has signed. He is a Montenegrin striker who is actually part English because he played for Leeds a little bit. I don't know how that makes him part English, but he's part English. He was born in London. There you go. That's why he's English. That's quite useful. He's joined free transfer. He's on a reasonable amount of money for a backup player, but I think he's quite good. He's got a bit of potential as well. We have also signed former Blackburn midfielder Willem Tomlinson, the 22-year-old English ball-winning midfielder. I've bought him basically because, again, he's coming as a backup. He's got a little bit of potential. I've bought him because he is quite versatile. He can play as a right-back if needed. He can play as a segundo volante if needed. Maybe we can even train him up as something else. He's got high determination, which I really like. Aggression, not so good. Not so keen on high aggression, but, you know, he's got... determination, work rate, his physical stats aren't terrible either. Technically, could do with a little bit of work, but as a segundo volante, long shots, is, yeah, you know what, he might be a waste of money. Burton Albion versus Oxford United then. Oxford managed by Alan Pardew. I'm not really sure how or why that's happened, but Alan Pardew has dropped all the way down to this level. Can we not see? Was it milestones? When did he take over? So he got sacked by Wigan and then took over at Oxford not too long ago, actually. About a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. The starting lineup then for the Oxford game. Josh Lillis will keep his place in goal. Brayford, Aldred, Ercolani and Nthele will be the back four today. I'm trying to rotate the defence a little bit. We've got a lot of games. It is December, so I'm trying to keep everyone as match fit as possible, which is why we've got Ercolani and Nthele have come in today. Jamie Allen and Andrew Sermon are going to be the two defensive midfielders. No, they won't. Andrew Sermon will swap with Ben Fox. He's not a very good segundo volante. He'll be fine. Stephen Hunt, Scott Fraser, Regan Charles Cook will be just behind Marvin Sordell, who's moved up to that deep-lying forward role. On the bench, we have this young gentleman here called Shea Cooper. He is a 19-year-old attacking midfielder. However, I'm training him up to be an inside forward. You can't quite see, but he's kind of got quite a few stats for it. Long shots are high, passing's high, technique is high, things like that. I say high, it's 10. So I might bring him on in this game to see if he's actually any good. Oxford then are playing a similar formation to us as well. This seems like quite a popular formation, although their defensive line compared to ours, I don't know whether this means too much. That's on the edge of the penalty area. Ours is like in the middle of the penalty area, so I don't know whether that makes a difference. There's a bigger gap here in our team. Maybe there's a huge gap behind their back four. I don't know. Can we get our second episode in a row, I think it's in a row, where we get both victories? We get 2 victories out of a possible 2. That would be very useful. Allen's corner comes in. Sordell is there and Luca Ercolani scored. The first highlight of the game. I wasn't really paying attention. Luca Ercolani gets his 4th goal of the season. Marvin Sordell with the assist. Not Joe Allen. I keep saying Joe Allen. It's Jamie Allen's corner. So Sordell heads it across. Ercolani, what an acrobatic finish that is from the Italian central defender on loan from Manchester United. And that moves us up into 3rd place. Half an hour in, and since the goal, nothing has happened. There's not really been a lot of action either. There's still only the 4 shots for us, 1 for them. We've got a throw on. Brayford to Jamie Allen, back to John Brayford. Is he going to cross in? He's not. He's going to get tackled, and now possibly Oxford can counter-attack. Jonathan Obika collects the ball, plays it across field. Crawford has plenty of space, and how did he miss that? I'm not complaining, but he really shouldn't have. Half-time then, I think we are lucky to be in the lead. Apparently, Chandon Baptiste made a mistake, which is the reason why we scored a goal. I feel like the mistake was actually made by Crawford, their striker, who basically missed a one-on-one chance. I'm going to bring off Brayford because he's picked up an injury. They've said that he can probably play through, but because this is December, I really don't want to kind of risk I don't want to risk a long-term injury to one of our main players. So far, the second half has been pretty boring. Not a lot has happened. We're still getting some shots away, but we're not seeing any highlights at all. 68 minutes, and we've finally got our first highlight. Aldred heads forward. Regan Charles Cook, who's picked up a yellow card, is running towards the goal. Into Marvin Sordell, forces a save out of Eastwood, and it is cleared. A couple of minutes later, I'm going to do a change. Stephen Hunt off for Shea Cooper. I'm going to give him his chance on that wing. I'm thinking we're also going to do Will Miller for Marvin Sordell. Sordell, he's missed a couple of easy chances, I think. Final 5 minutes of the game, and we do have a highlight. Aldred to Mitch Clark. Cooper gets the ball. This is his first actual game of football for a very long time. Does a lovely little back heel. Mitch Clark gets taken down by Bowman, and Bowman is going to get himself a straight red card. That is the second match in a row where a cynical foul has had someone sent off against us. That is going to be it then. Time has just disappeared. The second half was pretty dull. Not a huge amount happened apart from that red card, really. We've got just under 30 seconds left to play. Hansen with the ball on the right goes for goal. Josh Lillis makes a television save right at the death. If he can just hold on to the ball, and that should see us through to the end of the game. Lillis, what are you going to do? Just throw it out to one of the fullbacks. There you go. Ercolani is playing it forward to Nthele. Come on, referee, blow the whistle. He does blow the whistle. At the Pirelli Stadium, it is a 1-0 victory, and that is 6 points from a possible 6 once again. Brayford is out for 3 weeks, so he joins our injury list, which, to be honest, doesn't have a huge amount of people on it. The only real one to mention, which I didn't mention before, is Joe Sparrow, who he actually tore his thigh muscle against Accrington. He's been out for a few weeks. He's got a long time left to go as well. It's a bit disappointing because he was probably one of our better players, but I think we're coping so far without him. And Cooper has made his professional debut. Good job. How well did you do? I mean, I like this shape. If you might notice with me, I go by shape rather than stats. Stats are useful, but if you've got a good shape, I'll more likely play you regardless of your stats. So that victory then, or those 2 victories, sorry, has moved us up into 3rd place, just 1 point behind Fleetwood. We are still not really closing in on Sunderland, but that's because Sunderland are way, way too good for this league. Did they ever get promoted, or have they been in this league since the start of the game? So they haven't been promoted yet. Obviously, they got relegated in real life, they finished 6th, and then they finished 5th, and now they are currently running away with the league. They do have a player that I really want to sign, but I know they're not going to let me. Who wants him? I bet it's like some big teams. West Brom, yeah. I'm not going to be able to sign him at all, particularly with my very low transfer budget. I've just had a chat with the board, and they've agreed to increase our junior coaching budget. Again, something that you might not know about me is I like to bring youth players through. So the better our youth recruitment, the better chance we have of actually picking up some half-decent youngsters in March when the new gen day happens. Next episode, we are going to go through to Boxing Day and the 28th of December. So we're going to have Luton Town and we're going to have Swindon. We are also probably going to have the 1st of January. I've made 2 signings. I'm not going to tell you who they are yet, but 2 more players will be joining the club in January. I'm paying money for them. One of them is probably too expensive and the other one is probably too expensive, but I've done it anyway. So, next episode, Luton, Swindon, the 1st of January. If we get to the next episode, which, to be honest, if we don't, that's an embarrassment because the board, we should be very secure. We are very secure. So just by getting to the next episode means we've got the furthest ever with a team in this save, which it's quite embarrassing, isn't it? It's taken 3 years and we might actually get past Christmas in charge of one team. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2019 with Burton Albion. If you did enjoy, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back tomorrow with Luton and Swindon.